There is no shortage of great new JRPGs these days, and I will be the first to say how happy that makes me. I would also like to suggest that some of the best JRPG experiences are from many years ago on console generations past. Hi, my name's Brandon, and I think this is the time to play those older JRPGs. Let's get into why this is such a great time, the best ways to play them, and which JRPGs you might want to take a look at. By the time I got a PlayStation 2 as a kid, I had seen plenty of ads for PlayStation JRPGs. But with all of the excitement that comes with new games, I didn't actually buy many JRPGs from the previous generation. The interest was there, but the money was limited, and my child brain went straight to new and shiny. I still remember trying to decide if I should pick up Chrono Cross multiple times, and I always went for something else. I missed out on what I now know are classics for good reason. My hope is that after this, you'll have the nudge you need to take some time away from the flashy new releases and play that JRPG you've always wondered about. I actually went through this process once before, and that's part of why I feel so strongly about this. The PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita could both play original PlayStation games, and you could download them directly from the store. This gave me access to JRPGs I thought I'd missed out on, and I treasure those memories. Getting to play through Legend of Dragoon start to finish on PS3 was such a joy. Had I exclusively looked forward and only spent my time and money on new JRPGs, well, that would have been a real shame, because there are tons of great games from previous generations. The thing is, usually, no one's going around shouting about how great they are after their time has come and gone. Even if you're aware of them when they release, like I often was, it takes no time at all to get swept away in the current, and before you know it, you've forgotten that there was even a game you were interested in. So, why am I bringing this up now? We currently have at our fingertips near instant access to classics from the original PlayStation, the Game Boy Advance, the Super Nintendo, and so many more. If you have a modern console or a PC, you have more options than you can shake a stick at. That is a weird saying. And with every generation in gaming, we see trends across genres and even the industry as a whole. Typical gameplay mechanics and player expectations change over time. I don't believe that any one generation has ever been perfect, but they've all had something to offer. And it could be that there are things you'll love in older JRPGs. Nowadays, shorter playtimes are a rarity, but this wasn't always the case. We used to see more condensed, more focused stories and worlds. Even the gameplay mechanics were often less complex. There is beauty in intricacy and in simplicity. And I found that I enjoy each one more when I make sure to mix in the other here and there. I love the depth of newer games, and I love the intentional focus of so many older games. But not all older JRPGs are pure sunshine and rainbows. There's plenty that modern JRPGs do much better, like save systems. The world has changed, and so have our expectations as players. Forcing the player to redo the last hour or two because the boss was tougher than expected just doesn't fly anymore. The gaming industry has never been shy about re-releasing games with or without updates. Yet as a JRPG player, I don't think I have ever felt so strongly that I am part of the target audience. There are JRPG remasters and remakes everywhere I look. Everything I'm talking about here is moot if you don't have a platform that can play these incredible JRPGs, and I have some fantastic news on that front. If you play on Switch, PS4, or PS5, you have access to most of these re-releases with a single console. Just one. That's all it takes to get access to a library with gobs of older JRPGs. Star Ocean First Departure R, anyone? This game didn't even get an English version of the original Super Nintendo release, and now it's available on both the Switch and the PS4. We can't forget about Grandia 1 and 2. I really need to play these one day. Oh, Chrono Cross and Trials of Mana. I only finished these two for the first time recently. Same thing with Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. These are classics, and I missed out on all of them when they first released. But thanks to the JRPG genre's incredible resurgence, I got a second chance to experience them. And it was worth it. Switch owners even get some exclusive options via the Nintendo Switch Online subscription, like the phenomenal Golden Sun and Golden Sun The Lost Age. And this is the only way to play these two classics on modern hardware these days. You can't purchase them individually. PC players, fret not, I haven't forgotten about you. I would never. What would my Steam Deck think of me? While Chrono Cross and Trials of Mana are available on both the Switch and the PS4, I actually played them on my Steam Deck and Windows laptop. PC might not have been a common platform for JRPGs in the past, but we're seeing major changes there, and a good chunk of these older JRPGs are available on it now. There is a clear difference between the JRPG library on PC and the libraries on Switch and PS4. But PC still has a lot going for it. Want to play an older Final Fantasy? Forget about it. PC's got oodles of Final Fantasy. Lastly, Xbox Series players, Mac players. Maybe you have reason to fret, especially Mac players. Not so much going on there with the older JRPGs last I heard. But Xbox, yeah. In all seriousness, the Xbox Series consoles have a decent amount of JRPGs these days. But they're clearly not the preferred platforms for the ones I'm talking about here. I do not own an Xbox Series console, so I can't say too much on this. If that's all you have, you're not without JRPG options. And I think that's worth celebrating. Real quick, if you like what I'm doing here, I would humbly ask you to consider subscribing for more and giving the video a like to tell the world there's value here. Thanks for hearing me out. Now let's get back into it. I have played and beaten a good few of these older JRPGs for the very first time thanks to their availability on modern hardware. Wizardry Labyrinth of Lost Souls, Xanadu Next, Valkyrie Profile Lenneth, Trials of Mana, Trails in the Sky, and probably more. As JRPG fans, we have a veritable buffet in front of us. The craziest part is, the buffet keeps getting new dishes. We have more JRPG remasters and remakes coming, like Lunar 1 and 2, which I am absolutely giddy about, and it doesn't seem like it'll stop anytime soon. I know the Suikoden fanbase is frothing at the mouth right now waiting for the remaster of Suikoden 1 and 2. There are still so many more I would love to see get a chance to find a new fanbase in today's comparatively massive audience. But that's a topic for another day. Get me started on which ones I want to see make a return, and I'll never shut up. I'm never going to play every single JRPG that catches my eye. I understand this, and I'm okay with it. Having the option of going back and experiencing some of the titles I missed, though, that matters to me. In a way, it's like reconnecting with my childhood self and harnessing that same excitement as I start up a JRPG I missed out on. Whew, that is potent. What older JRPGs have you gotten to play thanks to a re-release? Share it in the comments so we can all celebrate it together. If you liked this video, I think you might also enjoy a video I made about rewinding in JRPGs and why I love it so much. So I'll put that on screen here in case that tickles your fancy. Alright, go find some fun. Peace.